Imagine the person that you think cares about you trying to stop you from success. Pretty hard to imagine that, right? Yet, what would you do if this happened? Would you get up and walk away from this oppression? You'll be learning about the civil war happening right now in Libya. Would we allow others to kill our future? Our own nation had its own bloodshed over human rights. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, as I will not be a slave, so I will not be a master. Like we had once in Libya, now Libya, like we had once, Libya is now fighting for their own civil rights. Today I will inform you of key events that have propelled an act to democracy in Libya. I will go over how the so-called domino effect has reached Libya. I will discuss you the roles of NATO. I will share with you how the future looks for Libya. Let's start with the domino effect. Long have citizens secretly awaited for a democracy opportunity in the Middle East countries. The country of Tunisia was the first to give hope to these countries. In an article written by Jennifer Leclerc from Charisma Online News, February 2011, she credits the domino effect to have started in Tunisia. The anti-government protest in Tunisia quickly gave power to other government protests, including Egypt, Yemen, and Algeria. As some of us might remember, Egypt was the most notorious one, causing the most deaths. Some of the protests gave way to new movements and new powers, like the one in Egypt. Still, not all had success, including North Korea and even China. Yet, there's Libya, the country that seems the whole world is supporting, but is at a standstill right now. With all the support, Libya is stuck in a civil war against a cruel dictator. His name, Muammar Gaddafi. And the dictator is the dictator responsible for keeping this country oppressed. Yet NATO has stepped in and tried to make a difference. The domino effect reached Libya a long time ago, yet the superpowers of the world are just reacting. NATO has been left with the responsibility of keeping humanitarian liberties intact. But is there more to human rights? The United States and other allied countries quickly stepped in to stop any war crimes being committed on civilians by the Libyan government. After quick decisive actions from the United States government, like the bombings of Libya, they have decided to take control. Yet Congress has denied President Obama to take any further actions. It seems no superpower wants to be left with this protection duty. Then NATO was called in to be left as protection agency. For weeks, it wasn't clear how NATO would respond, and if they were there just as protectors. NATO was supposedly to keep human rights from being destroyed. But was there more to the occupation though? After weeks of mystery and questions, NATO confirmed that Gaddafi was a target. On June 9th, an article posted by CNN Wire team from CNN News confirmed that NATO had approved to target Gaddafi directly. With the confirmation of tactics, it changed the entire picture of Gaddafi and the Libyan people. Gaddafi had thought NATO was there just as a peacekeeper. Yet the confirmation has given the Libyan people hope and has put fear into Gaddafi. NATO was supposed to be there to protect. But by becoming an aggressor, Gaddafi's regime has opened a brighter future for most of the Libyan people. There is now a new hope for the Libyan democracy. With the help of the Allies and NATO's role in Gaddafi, it seems now Gaddafi is on the defensive. On July 6th, reported by Reuters journalist David Brunsham, quoted a Russian newspaper that Gaddafi was on his way out. Unfortunately, NATO could not confirm that. Could Gaddafi be in fear for his life after months of war? Gaddafi not only faces NATO now, but faces the International Criminal Court. For a long time, it has been thought that Gaddafi was using forces against unarmed civilians. According to Luis Moreno, the ICC chief prosecutor, he says he has evidence now. And I quote, "Personally, Gaddafi personally ordered attacks on unarmed civilians," says Moreno. Then there was a standstill, even with the hopes of NATO. But thanks to the interference with ICC, it has given hope to the country. The ICC has the power to prosecute international leaders. Now Gaddafi will either have to run or face his trial. Either way, there is a light that signals Gaddafi's reign is over. Today I have informed you of the Libyan civil war. These events summarize a much deeper struggle though. I have talked about 3 events: the domino effect from the start to Libya, NATO's role in the Libyan struggle, and finally how the future seems to be peace in Libya, thanks to the new efforts of the ICC. Hopefully you can walk away with a deeper understanding of Libya's current rise to democracy. These struggles may seem a world away, yet what if that world was the one we lived in?